Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome bright and early to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast. It feels earlier than it is. It feels like I should still be asleep for another hour. We moved our clocks forward, and I'm still waking up. Yes, we sprung forward.
I didn't even know that until you wrote daylight savings time. I was like, okay, I guess that happened.
Sprung forward. This is the bad one. Abolish daylight saving time. It is.
Then I slept worse than I even thought previously.
Well, yeah, we were both just talking about how we slept poorly. I think I stayed up later than I normally do, and I knew that I should be asleep already because I knew that we were springing forward, and then I just didn't sleep well. I was waking up a lot. Frisk was waking me up, and then I woke up at 9, and I'm like, it's supposed to be 8.
Wow. No,
Why'd you sleep poorly?
Yeah, I just couldn't get. I don't think I could get comfortable. I felt. Probably alcohol. I'd probably blame it on the alcohol. I was having fun last night. My daughter had honors choir, which is like the bane of my existence, but I was very proud of her. So we went to the concert. But we cooked out yesterday. It was kind of like my birthday dinner. We cooked steaks and smoked ribs and stuff. We had dinner. We went to the choir concert
on Mario Day.
Thank you.
We'll talk about that.
We went to the concert, and then we came home. And then we ate cherry pie and we watched cartoons. My wife and I, we were watching Rocko's Modern Life and Doug and Fairly Odd Parents and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I went to bed and I don't know. I just felt warm. My whole body just felt warm. And I sleep with a giant fan. I couldn't get cool. So I woke up. I felt like I woke up 5 times. I just kept waking up. I'd sleep for an hour and I'd wake up. And I'd sleep for an hour and I'd wake up. And I'd sleep. So I woke up. Oh yeah, we watched Rugrats yesterday. That's what a coincidence. Yeah, I woke up at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I was like, I'm just getting up. This isn't working. I'm just gonna get up, and I didn't even realize the clock sprung forward, so I didn't sleep as long as.
Well, now we don't even need to really do much because all of our devices do it for us.
Yeah.
Computer,
just that
phone.
pesky oven.
I know.
A pesky oven and microwave timer.
And then any analog clocks that I still have, I just don't even bother to change them. They're purely decorative in my house. I have a really big analog clock. It's beautiful right above my couch.
Speaking
I don't even know
analog,
how to change it. I'm not going to change that. It'll just say whatever time it says. It could say 10. It could say 9. I don't know what it says right now, but it will.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I don't use that to tell time.
Yeah, I have a digital analog clock in the Roadrunner that I'll have to update, I guess, before I go to the car show. So that's a good reminder. Thanks for that.
Yeah. How was your birthday on Mario Day?
My birthday, itself, was just kind of rather uneventful. It was funny. I usually go into work on Fridays, and I was like, I'm not going into work on my birthday. I'm just not going to go. Good. So I just didn't.
Good for you.
At 9:30, I got a message. They're like, "Are you coming in today?"
Wait, you didn't even tell them? Nah. I would legit get fired if I did that.
And yeah, I just didn't. My wife was having a cow. She's like, you just can't do that. I was like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I work remote all the time. It'll be fine. They're like, did you tell your boss? I was like, dude, it's my birthday. Come on, man. You want me to drive all the way downtown to sit in my office by myself? There's nobody downtown on when I go in on Fridays. I'm the only one there. So I'm surprised they even noticed. It's somebody checked the cameras and realized I wasn't there. And they were like, oh, and the funny thing was, the folks that asked me, they were like, oh, we didn't even realize it was your birthday. So they didn't even know it was my birthday. So they were like, yeah, just stay home. That's fine. But my wife was getting a kick out of it. She's like, you just can't do that. You just can't go. I'm like, sure you can.
You need to let somebody know.
Yeah, well, yours is different though. You have people you've got to see and kids. I don't have any of that. On Fridays, I literally go to a building that's basically vacant and sit there for 8 hours by myself working. I was like, I don't need to do that today.
Yeah, but don't you like have to take like a sick day or a personal day?
No,
for
I
that?
work remotely. We have like hybrid schedules anyway. So I'm working remotely throughout the week anyway.
But you weren't working that day.
No, I did. No, I was sitting at home working. I was working. I was
Oh.
still working.
That's not what you said, though. Okay.
Yeah, no, I just didn't want to go. I just didn't want to get up and
that's
go.
different. Okay. I thought you just like were like, I'm not working today and I'm not telling anyone.
Oh, no. No. I just didn't go. So, yeah, I just stayed home, did a little work. I got a lot of chores done. That's really it. I did yard work and got the yard cleaned
Nice.
up, and I chopped down like a thorn bush and stuff. I didn't do much for my birthday
Nice.
because everything was yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
okay.
Like my in-laws came. Like I said, we smoked steaks, we smoked ribs. You know, we had cherry pie and stuff. Like so, like yesterday was kind of like the celebration.
I love cherry pie.
Yeah, me too. I like pie
Probably
in general.
My favorite pie.
Pie is better than
Me
cake.
too. Yeah, totally. Pie is
And
so
I
much
love
better than
cake, but pie is totally better than cake.
I love cherry pie. I love apple pie. I like blueberry
Blackberry
pie.
pie.
I like pumpkin pie.
I like pumpkin pie.
Pie is just so good.
Yeah.
Pecan
yeah.
pie. Do you like pecan pie?
No, I get off
Oh,
that.
okay.
No, that's not
I
my
like it.
not my thing. And that's a big thing here in Georgia.
Yeah.
They do that a lot.
It's very very sweet. But so is cherry pie.
Yeah. And I like the cherry pie because it's got like that. It's like that tart, like that sour. That's like my jam.
But my dad makes homemade. Like he like does the crust and everything.
Yeah.
He like puts the like it's completely
That
homemade.
sounds amazing,
It's so
yeah.
good. Like way better than just like buying it at a store.
I do
Amazing.
pumpkin pies like that throughout for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. I make homemade pumpkin pies.
Yep, he does too. Yeah,
Homemade crust.
So good, so good. Yeah. What have you been playing this week?
Not as much Metroid as I would like to have played. I was hoping to have beaten Metroid. I got the spider ball and a couple artifacts and stuff, but I'm struggling. I'm struggling to keep playing it because I've got like I feel like I've got all these things that are like pulling at me to play.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to keep playing it, and every time I get in, and it's not hard. It's just I don't know the right way. Like it takes effort. It takes concentrated brain energy to play Metroid. And a lot of times I play games to turn my brain off. Like it's like I don't want to try hard. I don't want to try Metroid. I don't want to try. This is why I think me and Metroid have a complicated relationship. I don't want to try that hard.
That's kind of what took me so long to beat that game. I started it, and it like I think I said this last week. If you put down a Metroidvania game, especially a Metroid game, for more than a couple days, like you forget what you were doing, you forget where you were,
where I was going,
and it's harder to get back into it. And sometimes you just don't want a game where you are exploring and thinking and trying.
That's what I feel like right now. I feel like I'm forcing it. I'm forcing it.
And then,
I'm playing it just because I am enjoying it. I think it's great. I was enjoying it more when I first got it. But now that I'm like, I don't know, however many hours in, like now I feel like I'm forcing it. Like I don't really want to play it right now, but I just keep playing it because I want to see it I want to see it through.
And you know, if you put it down for a couple of weeks,
I'll never go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have been juggling other things. I'm still playing Kirby. Kirby's great. See, and I probably should have waited to play Metroid even longer. I should have just focused on Kirby. I should have just got Kirby because
I feel like that's the opposite. You don't need to use a single brain cell for
and that's
Kirby.
exactly like what I want. Like I just want to play more Kirby. Like that's all I want to play more Kirby than I'm currently playing. Okay. I was sure that I've played this game on the Wii, and now that I've sunk like some good time into this, I'm not sure if I have. Like, I'm not sure if I'm thinking of a different Kirby game because this Kirby game is excellent. And some of these levels that I think are really, really good, I have no memory of at all. I don't even recall like the world. And I don't know if maybe I didn't get that far or if I played a different Kirby. Now I was sure that I played Return to Dreamland. I was like, I've totally played this game. And now I don't even know. I'd have to like boot up the Wii version.
Isn't it a like remake of a remake?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just, it's really good.
So maybe you played the original, or maybe, and then it's just changed so much that it's either been so long or it looks so different, feels so different.
Now you've got me thinking. Let me look it up.
I'm sorry.
Because I haven't looked into it at all. I just keep playing it and I'm like, and it's not just, it's like the power-ups are really good. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. 2011 game. Kirby's Epic Yarn was in 2010. I wouldn't be thinking of that one because obviously
that's saying it's not a
that's
remake.
Yard. Yeah, no, I guess not.
Okay.
That's it. I don't know. Like, so maybe I just didn't play it enough, or maybe I thought I played it and I didn't, or maybe I just forgot it all. I mean, that could very well be the case too. Maybe because we do these podcasts and all this stuff for years, maybe back then when I was playing games, I wasn't thinking about them that hard, you know, like I am now. But yeah, anyway, I'm really enjoying Kirby. It's fantastic. It's so good. I've said it before, the power-ups are a lot of fun. They're strategically placed within the levels that you have to switch and use them in the correct order to get all of the collectibles, which I always think is fantastic. It's not challenging, but there are times where I can't find stuff and I'm like, what did I miss? You know, and you take some thought to figure out how to get and to access some of these different areas, and the focus on some of the combat levels and some of the bosses. I mean, it's really good. It's fantastic.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
It's so good. And, you know, I do love Kirby games. So that's probably a big part of it. But, I mean, it feels like we've been just on a ride with Kirby lately, right?
It is
Kirby
like
last
Kirby
year.
fans are the most privileged fans of any video game ever. To get how many games that y'all get.
Mm-hmm. That's because they're good. Y'all should play them. They're good.
And they're good. And they're like a good mix between like fan service and like high quality.
Yeah.
And you get like your, you know, fair share of little eShop titles that maybe aren't the best, but you get new content.
Mm-hmm.
You get a ton of good merch. Kirby fans, like, that's the way to go. I wish I was more of a Kirby fan.
We've had it good lately. Like the 3DS was kind of like some dark days. There was some copy paste stuff.
Not like 3 games on the 3DS.
Oh, there's a lot more than that. There's like 12. There's a lot more than that.
Oh, but the 3DS was so dark days. We only had 12 games.
But like 5 of them though are like the same game. that's the problem. Like there's a lot of different stuff. But yeah, the last couple years, the last 2 or 3 years, man, it's felt great for Kirby. Kirby's game last year was fantastic. Yeah. This Kirby game is fantastic. I'm having a lot of fun, and I just want to play that instead of Metroid. That's really the crux of my issue. But I also played the Bayonetta Origins demo. Did you play that?
What'd you think? No, I didn't.
I think I kind of want the game now.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. We talked about the art style when we saw it.
I know. I love the art style. I love how it looks. I love the idea of it.
Kind of reminds me of Gree. Or Chris or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Like it has like this watercolory, like kind of painting, like it kind of shimmers as you're playing. Yeah.
So I'm sold on the look. I'm sold on the premise. Can you explain to me what the gameplay is like? Because I never really understood that from watching the trailers. Yeah, sure. It's got like a light combat timing mechanic. So, Sarita like has like a summoning circle that you hold the trigger down. And you put enemies in the summoning circle, and it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of like restrains them. And then you have to hit like these markers on the circle as like a timer goes around in time to do your attack. And then it's like a light puzzling game. It's very light. That's the issue, is that the price for this game. I don't value a game like this at that level. It seems just way overpriced, to be honest with you. It's $60, right? It's full price. It's full game, yeah. It's $60. If this was a $20 game or like a DLC expansion, like absolutely knock your heart out. I'm not going to pay $60 for it. And it's not because I don't think it's not worth it. It looks very good and very quality. I just don't value a game like this at that level. Right, it's a spin-off. Yeah, and it's just it feels it's like an indie game with the Bayonetta IP. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like that it's a spin-off, but it just doesn't feel, I don't know, that rewarding. But the story is good. So it plays out like a storybook. So as like the story is playing out, like you flip the pages and everything. And that's one of my favorite things about it is and I'm sure everybody's played like a visual novel type of experience, but like the page flipping and all of the sounds and all of the menus and everything, like they really nailed that part. I apologize for the beeping. Apparently my family are going in and out of the door as fast as possible. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I played the whole demo. It's about an hour. I don't know, give or take. It's a good piece of it.
and it completely won me over. I was like, this is good. Like it's quality. It feels like a really good game. I just think it might be an expensive game for what it is. I don't know. It's not super engaging in the sense that like you feel it's not action oriented at all. You're not. It's like it's slow.
Well,
it's a slow.
You convinced me to try the demo at least. I probably won't get it unless the demo like really surprises me.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no harm in trying the demo, right?
Yeah, no, and you get to play for an hour. That was
it's so beautiful. I love the art direction,
and it is really. You're gonna love it when you throw it up on the OLED. I mean, it pops on the OLED. It's very pretty. Like, so I kind of want to play more of it, but just not at that price. So I'm hoping maybe, and it should come down. Other Bayonetta games have gone on sale. I would imagine it'll come down a little bit.
Bayonetta 3 is like $45 at Walmart right now.
Yeah. And like Bayonetta 2 at one point you could get for like 20 or $30 at different various stages. I don't think on Switch, because I think on Switch it sold pretty well, but on Wii U, Bayonetta came down. So I'd imagine we'd be able to pick this up at, I don't know, half off or something for Black Friday. And then maybe that'll be worth it for me. But I don't want to let that, take anybody else off. If you don't mind it, then I think it's good. Play it.
Yeah.
I just with me watching where I'm spending my money on games for the foreseeable future, I was like, I can't do 60. 60's too much. But I liked it. Yeah, I was surprised.
If maybe you have a pair of vouchers and like you're looking for a second game, yeah, that could be a good one to use it on.
I would hate to tell somebody to burn a voucher on this, but
I mean, if they are, I don't know.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. It's hard to talk about. Is like, I want to believe that any game could be any price that the developer thinks it's, if that's what they think it's worth, then that's what they think it's worth. I hate when people are like, this game isn't worth such and such. That's not what I'm trying to say. Right. I'm trying to say that I am not going to pay that much money for a game like this. Like, I just don't value a game like this at that level. It's not. But
for somebody else, it totally could be.
It could be. Yeah. If you're really into like puzzles or like slow games or stuff like that. Yeah, totally could be. Because it does look quality.
Yeah.
The other game I want to talk about before we talk about karting is I'm playing a game that I got review from, what are they called? Oh, I should have had this written down. And the sad part is I have notes, but I didn't write down the Floppy Club. I was going to say the Clubfish or something. I know it was like that.
Floppy.
The developer called Floppy Club. I saw a TikTok of somebody playing 3 seconds of this puzzle game. It's called Rytmos, Rytmos. It just came out, and I saw this little like 5-second video of it, and I was like, that looks really cool, and I want to play it. So I reached out to them, and I was like, hey, I really like your game. I was like, I'm interested. I was like, could I get a review key? In particular, the reason I was interested is my wife is a music major, and this is a music game.
It's like a cube.
Yeah, so let me give you the breakdown here. So you're in the solar system, and there are all these suns. And like, so the game opens with like the solar system, like basically being like ripped apart by like an asteroid field or whatever. So all of these little planets around the solar system are in pieces. And you get control of the planet, like the little orb, and you spin it around, and every planet has like 5 or 6 puzzles on it, like these little mini puzzles. And as you solve the puzzle, they're like little line puzzles. As you solve the puzzles, there are like beat markers. And as the loop progresses, it keeps hitting like that note on that beat. So you start with 1 and it's like tap, 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 tap. And then you do the other one and it might be a different instrument and it's tap, tap. And then as you solve all 6, you build a song. That's ultimately what you're doing. Is you build a song as you put this planet back together, and it makes a song. And then at the end of the planet, it gives you an historical reference for the type of music that you're playing. So they've got all these different kinds of music. So they've got like German electronic music, 8-bit computer game music. There's Hawaiian music from like the 30s. There's like music from Zimbabwe. And you get like a historical reference as to what the music is, maybe an instrument that's playing with it. So you'll learn about the mbira or the kalimba or whatever. And it's just cool. It's like a little paragraph. It's not, crazy. It's just a really chill game, but it has a distinct look. It's super colorful and like super contrasting. I mean, it's very, very, and it's just chill. I was playing it. I was having a good time. I think it's a very chill puzzle game. It was breaking my wife's brain. like,
you were
why
playing
is
it
like this?
on Switch?
Playing it on Switch.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
I think it's $15. And it's just neat. It's not licensed music, it's more kind of like
It
your
is
standard.
exactly 15.
Yeah, and I'm really, really digging it.
Cool.
It's a lot of fun if you're into puzzles. But it's not like, so the puzzle element. The first level, the first planet you start on, is very basic. Like you're just completing these loops, and basically a lot of them is going to be kind of like maybe like figure eights or something similar to that. But you can complete the puzzles without doing it like the correct way. So there's like the way to progress, and then there's the way for like the gold way, like getting the correct puzzle. But they introduce other puzzle elements. So like as you start to go to different planets and get different music, like all of a sudden, like you'll have portals show up to where you have to complete the loop with portals as your little cursor goes in and out of portals. Or then they have these other, like these rollers, these blocks in the way. There's like an ice cube that you can move around. And at times it does get, I wouldn't say challenging, but you're gonna have to think about it. You're not just gonna like speed your way through it. It was kind of giving me Fez vibes. It's not a platformer,
yeah,
but if you've
that.
ever played Fez, like where you're spinning the puzzle and kind of looking at it from different angles and stuff, it's kind of like that. I was kind of picking that up, and yeah, I was digging it. It's a cool little game. I wanted to get a chance to look at it. My wife was, she was liking it. She really liked the music aspect. There's a record mode where after you unlock the puzzle and everything, you can go into the record mode. It's like they have like a little music box of like records. And basically it's a free mode where you can create your own songs using the little instruments.
Ooh, that's cool.
So if you think of like how The Last of Us had like their guitar mini game, think of like a lot of those for a bunch of different instruments. And you can change the pitch and you can, yeah, exactly. You can change the pitch, you can change the sound, and you can make your own like simple, but music.
That's cool.
And I was like, this is just neat. It's just neat. If you wanted to chill out, I like a good little chill. Yeah, I like a little thing like that. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
I got the chat. Hey, Sean's here. What's up, man? Mr. Capri. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about that before we talked about Cart. I like it. I would recommend it. Ritmos. Pretty cool game.
Yeah, cool. Cool. I like hearing about little indies like that.
Mm-hmm.
We both dove into the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 4 of the DLC this week.
This is the first time I've jumped really into the DLC, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Tell me what you think.
Yeah, I think it's great. Me and Jack played a lot yesterday. We played through both the DLC, both the Wave 4 stuff. I haven't gone. We did play some of the other DLC, but I haven't played through all of it. Okay. But yeah, just for whatever reason, the courses that they showed, specifically Yoshi's Island, I was like, this looks really fun. I want to play it. So
what did you think of Yoshi's Island?
I think Yoshi's Island is a really great like tribute to the game. I specifically love that really high jump where you can like see the whole course out as you like come and float down. I was like, that's really cool to like give you like this big vista view. I think it's my favorite course though.
Okay.
I really like the two other courses. I don't know what they're called, but they're both set at like that sunset, and they've got like that sunset, like that bloomy look, like the Donkey Kong level. And the other one was like, I don't know, the one with like the boats and stuff where you're like on the water.
Oh, yeah. So that, so are you talking about two of the tour courses, like the cities? Like Bangkok Rush, Singapore.
I think it's Bangkok.
I think that the boats one is Bangkok Rush. And
then the other one was the Donkey Kong game where you fly through the waterfall.
Was
like it Donkey Kong?
Riverside something. No.
Was it Donkey Kong? I thought it was Donkey Kong themed. No? Okay. I like both of those a lot. I thought they were really
DK
fun.
Summit, the snowy one, but that's not what.
Oh, no, not that one. Yeah, not that one.
Yeah,
it was like more of maybe just a jungle level then, but you go through the waterfall.
River something.
They all kind of have like that Twilight sunset look with that bloom look, stuff that we've seen in like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker remakes and stuff. And I was just, this is fantastic. Like I
Riverside Park.
Really like those styles a lot. And I haven't raced enough of them to talk about which one is maybe like the best course to race on. The Waluigi one is another standout for me. I mean, that's a fun track to race on. But yeah, those are probably my favorites. Those four in Yoshi's Island.
My heart was absolutely captured by the Yoshi's Island course.
Oh, yeah?
I think that if they are to make more new courses, and especially whatever the next, I know it's like silly to be talking about the next Mario Kart game at this point, because I really don't think there's going to be one for a long time, but I do think they're going to keep making Mario Kart content like this. I love this tribute to the game. There's so many little details in it.
Yoshi coins.
Yeah, the little Yoshi coins, the music in the beginning,
Yeah.
the victory music at the end. Yeah, the little Yoshi coins, and it makes the coin sound.
Yeah, it makes the coin sound.
There's like different little secrets and shortcuts. Like you were talking about that gliding over and seeing the whole thing. I don't know if you experienced this when you were playing, but if you hit that little cloud, question mark cloud with the wings, if
I tried it, I missed.
If it hits that, it creates like a bridge, the same way that it does in Yoshi's Island, where it like sprawls out in front of you and it kind of takes you down, and then you can go into that flower ring at the.
I did not know that. I tried hitting it, but I missed.
Yeah.
That.
So that's really good. You can see like on the sidelines different characters. Like you can see Poochie at one point.
Definitely saw those.
A lot of the different enemies all around. I think it's just such a love letter. So many good details. A lot of I think heart went into this, and it kind of makes me think of how generic the Zelda course is in Mario Kart 8. Like it's Zelda, it's Hyrule Castle, but it's like not for any one specific game, and there aren't really as many references. Like it could just be any royal castle with rupees.
Yep.
And I think, that this is a really good example of a course made off of a game. And I would love more, if they're going to do more like that, I would love to see, more types of courses based off of games in the Mario-esque universe, specifically of like a certain game like Yoshi's Island.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Themed levels and themed characters would be a great way to add. You could stay with Mario, but add like a whole new level of, variation to the lineup. That would be a lot of fun. And there's plenty to pull from. There's so many. You could do an Odyssey level. You could do a 3D World level. You could do a Super Mario 3 level. And there's so many spin-offs.
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
I would love just a Donkey Kong level, like original arcade, like Donkey Kong. That would be really cool.
Oh, that would be cool.
Super retro, like on the sides, you see like puzzles and stuff going. That would be amazing.
Gosh, like the whole thing is like black, but then like
but there's like a track and you're going through, and there's like arcade
like
stuff.
The platforms.
It's just like a fever dream.
With like some barrels rolling down. Oh my god, that would be so cool.
That would be cool.
That would be very, very cool. Yeah, I was having fun with it as well. Played some on stream with viewers. It was good. It's like the gift that keeps on giving, this DLC. I would love it if they just ported this to the next console and let us play it, or not even port it, like let us continue playing it if we already have it. I know that's probably not going to happen because they want their extra money, but I don't know. I always thought it would be cool to just like not necessarily turn Mario Kart into a live service game, but like just keep building on it. Like there's no reason
that's the thing. They're
away from us.
They're flirting with it, but at the same time, they have to monetize it. And I think they have to monetize it better than you're an expansion pack member,
Well, no, if you're not an expansion pack member, you can buy it outright.
Sure. But and that's what we did. But that's what I'm saying. Like if they're going to keep building onto it years and years and years, like you suggest, like a Minecraft thing, that's the difference. The Minecraft has a monetization model. They need to find a way to monetize it. And it could just be this. Could be every 3 years they release a new wave that costs money, or something like that.
I'd be completely fine with that.
But they've given us a lot of content for $25. Like that's they could have if they were gonna go that way.
Courses is like more than a game's worth of content.
If they were gonna go that way, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have given us all this content for $25. What I would have done is I would have taken the first wave, like the first 4 courses, like it's $10, and I would have done $10 every time.
And we all would have done it too.
I would have paid for it, yeah. Easily, but the fact that they've given this all of this content for $24 or whatever, $20, I don't know what it is, but the fact they've given all this,
I think it's 25.
I think it makes it harder to keep doing that. But they could just make that much content. They could. I would like to see the gameplay altered or changed a little bit. So I'm hoping that they do come out with another Mario Kart game, because I've been playing this Mario Kart game for so long. It's cool to have
It's like a
new.
story mode DLC.
Well, it's just I want to play. I don't know, like I don't even really know. It's one of those situations where I don't even know what I want. I just want it to change a little, just
Yeah.
change it up, freshen it up a little bit. I want some new gameplay mechanics. I think it would be. I would like to be able to defend better. I think the rubber banding, I think is a little skewed too far. Like on the item stuff, like you can really just get like an item train. It'd be nice to have a little bit more agency.
Mhm.
I don't know. Because it's an excellent game. It's an incredible game. It's really hard to ask for more. I would like to change it a little, change it up some. You know,
That's fair.
they said Double Dash. I've talked about Diddy Kong. It'd be nice to have a little variation, just something. Add a little something, just a new mechanic or something to it. If they're going to do as you suggest, I would like to see them do that, because I don't know how much. Like, I really enjoyed coming in and playing this new content. Just like I haven't, I'm not going to do that every time. It's going to take something that makes me do
people
it.
to play with. Like it's for me at least. It's hard to boot it up and play it on my own and play more than just a couple tracks on my own.
Yeah,
I want to be playing with friends.
yeah, and I think we could get friends playing. I just think it's going to take more than just content. You would have to do a specific type of content that's like, okay, now I need to play Mario Kart. You know, they're like, hey, here's more courses. I'm like, okay, was that the issue? I wasn't not playing it because I didn't have enough courses. It's like 80 courses to play on so many tracks. They have to do something beyond that, something really special. Like you're suggesting, like here is, the Donkey Kong course, or the Zelda, a new Zelda course, or something like that would get me playing. And maybe that's the path forward, because Lord knows they could do that. I would like a better battle mode. I mean, I've been saying that forever. I would love a legit battle mode, like a real battle mode. That would be fantastic.
It's fair.
But I would like. I hope they do a sequel. I would like another Mario Kart.
Me too.
With
Mario Kart's one of my favorites.
With some brand new crazy mechanic that we don't even know what it is yet. Right? Something like that would be cool.
Yeah. So I was playing some of that, and then also last weekend, feels like forever ago now, but do you know the two Simpsons games that came out during the GameCube era? They came out on the GameCube and also I think on the PS2.
It's Hit and Run?
Hit and Run and Road Rage. And everybody always says that, they grew up playing Hit and Run, the best game ever, so good. I grew up playing Road Rage, which I guess was the lesser loved of the two, but I loved Simpsons Road Rage. And both of them are kind of ripoffs of other games. Like Hit and Run is basically just a ripoff of GTA with Simpsons skin. And Road Rage is basically a ripoff of Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi, yeah.
And I didn't know that at the time because I didn't know what Crazy Taxi was when I was that age. But I loved that game so much. I poured a ton of hours into it as a kid. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I even knew that Hit and Run existed and everybody sang its praises. And I'm like, I got to try this someday. So last weekend I was like, okay, like I'm going to finally sit down and play Hit and Run. But I want to experience the nostalgia for Road Rage again too. So I played both back to back. And I was a little worried that like I would feel that Road Rage. You know how sometimes, I think we actually just talked about this recently, how when you boot up a game from your childhood and it doesn't live up to how it was when you were a kid. I was a little bit worried that would happen here, but it didn't. I tried Hit and Run first just to like kind of ease my way back into it. And that was my first experience with it. And it was so much fun. Oh my gosh. Like everybody who says that this was a great game is so right. Like it's just do one more little thing, all this obviously Simpsons references, all the characters, all the witty dialogue. Like it's just stupidly funny to play.
That's one that people have been wanting a remake of forever.
Yeah.
I never played it.
I don't know if they probably can remake this. Apparently they're doing some kind of fan remaster or whatever, but I think it's probably a huge licensing issue for both of these games. Number one, because it's Simpsons, that's owned by Disney now. Whoever developed it, I don't even know who developed the games. And the fact that they're kind of ripoffs of GTA, and I think who makes GTA, Rockstar, tried to sue them for making Road Rage.
Really?
Or not Road Rage, Hit and Run. Either that or it was Sega that sued tried to sue them for making Road Rage because I think it was that one because it was so much like Crazy Taxi.
Radical Entertainment.
It's basically the same exact game as Crazy Taxi.
Yeah, Radical Entertainment made this. They're the folks that they've worked on Crash Bandicoot, Prototype. And they made
Do they still exist?
That's what I was trying to look at. They made another game that I absolutely love. I didn't know that they made it. I was trying to see if they still exist. Looks like they were transferred to Activision in 2008. The studio faced significant layoffs in 2010 and 2012, and the latter causing it to cease development of its original games and only support Activision Studios. So it looks like they're still in existence as a support arm under Activision. They made Scarface: The World Is Yours on Wii, which I adored. Love that game.
So it looks like the last Simpsons game was in 2012 and it was a mobile game.
Yeah.
So I think once Disney took over, I think they probably kind of phased it up. And there were a lot of Simpsons games throughout the 90s.
Yeah, I never really heard about this game until like more recently, like maybe in the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. At the time, I had never heard of it. Back when I had my GameCube and stuff, I never came across it. I just missed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I had fun with those. It was fun to like have people. I streamed both of them. It was fun to have people who grew up as big fans of Hit and Run watch me play that for the first time, and then just like the huge hit of nostalgia when I booted up Road Rage and like just remembering it. It like all came back to me. Like you could see there was a huge difference in my skill level between the two because I'd never played the one, and then like just my muscle memory coming back for Road Rage. It was a good time.
Cool. Sounds fun. Did you play it on GameCube?
I played the GameCube versions.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah. Nice.
I had the game on PS2 growing up.
I was going to ask you how you were, if you were, I was going to ask you how your stream and capture setup was, but no, I got you.
Yeah. No, I have the capability to stream from those consoles. I have like that little adapter dongle thing, but
nice.
Yeah. GameCube games are expensive, yo.
I often think about getting a GameCube again, but I just every time I do, I remind myself 5 or 6 years ago, Rebecca, I walked into a flea market and walked out of there with the most incredible GameCube collection for nothing. Pennies on the dollar. Oh, really yeah. Oh, and I had like 20. It was an amazing deal. And I brought it home and I hooked it up at the time I had a GameCube and nobody cared. Not one kid, nobody wanted to play with me. So it sat there unused for like 2 years out of the few times that I would pick it up and play Resident Evil or something on it. And I ended up selling it all. And I don't regret it because we just never used it. I don't regret it.
You made a good buck from it.
I sold it very well. Okay, all right. I'll give you that part of it. I bought all of it for maybe $50. Yeah. And I had 20 games. Rebecca, I had Zelda Collector's Edition.
For one game.
I had the Zelda Collector's Edition sealed, 2 copies.
Yeah, that person does not know what they were giving up.
I had Resident Evil 4 Steelbook. I had it all. Like whatever you're thinking, I had it. I sold it all for $700. And it was years ago. This is before GameCube really blew up for $700 then.
Yeah.
You know, so like I was fine. I was made a good thing, but that's the reason I never go back because I have a Wii and my Wii has a GameCube slot on it. I still have a couple GameCube games that I enjoy, but yeah, I'm like nobody else enjoyed playing with me. So I was like, you know, and I'm not really I collect the things that I really love, but I wouldn't call myself a collector. So I always kind of fight that nostalgia trip to, you know, to hop in and get a GameCube.
Not me. I love collecting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a thing with I think most Nintendo circles. GameCube is such a cool console. I love the control and everything. It's a great little look. I think maybe Jack now would appreciate it more than he did then, you know, because he was much younger then.
I personally believe that Wii U games will be treated like GameCube games in
they will.
years.
Super limited runs.
They're going to be going for a ton of money. Save your Wii U games. They might like be in, you know, they were in the bargain bin, but they are going to be sought after, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because there were so few of them, and I think eventually some nostalgia will hit for people.
Yeah, you would think that like the Switch ports would kill it off, but that's the same reason why they'll come around. They'll
Yeah.
come around because like once all of this once the Switch run kind of goes away, then people like it'll become like that cool thing. You'll be like, hey, but did you ever play Breath of the Wild on a Wii U? You know, it'll be kind of like that. People are like, oh, you could do that. I think it'll yeah, and like think about like crazy little things like NES Remix and like
Yeah.
Amiibo Tap and stuff like that.
Nintendo Land.
Yeah, stuff like
I
that.
could see people getting like a Wii U just to play Nintendo Land in 10 years, 15 years from now.
Yeah, because the games, like people take shots at Wii U and all that, and you know, it wasn't successful. The games they made during the Wii U's time were incredible, and you only see that with the sales of those Wii U games on Switch. Like those games are really, really good. I do think people will come around.
And the longer that we go without a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD port.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Don't say that. I want them to come.
Just saying.
That's all I want. That's all I want in life. I could hang the hat up forever.
I was
just
thinking
like you,
about that last
it's
night.
like you and that peanut butter. All I want is to play Wind Waker on my OLED Switch. That's all I want in this world, really. That's it. It's like that and Metal Gear Solid Remake are really the only things left for me to like hold on to. After that, you can just pull the plug. And I
don't know what it was, but last night I was thinking about Wind Waker, and I'm like, I should plug in my Wii U and play Wind Waker.
It's so good. It's
I have
like
all this other stuff to play, but like sometimes you just want Wind Waker.
It's I've said it 1,000 times. I always feel like a broken record when I repeat myself. I love that game. I loved it then, but the remaster blew it up. I mean, out of the water, the bloom lighting, it's so beautiful. It's perfect for the
quality
OLED.
of life. There's quality of life improvements alone.
It's the perfect OLED game. Like this is literally how they should have launched the OLED. It is the perfect OLED game. It will look incredible on an OLED.
Yeah, it will.
Just give it to me already, Nintendo, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Maybe with the next whatever. Maybe they'll do that. Jeff says they're done. I believe him. He's been right enough that you should believe him. If he says they're done, they're done.
It's been Waker HD.
It's so good. And it is my favorite Zelda game just because I mean we talk about Zelda a lot. I definitely think I think we both share very like quintessential Zelda moments where we feel like the Zelda series is like magical. And for me, like Wind Waker is like the peak of that feeling. I love the kind of awe of seeing the Deku Tree or the sunset or like just the when you get to the castle and like the color moment, like so many moments in that game just felt like magical to me and like awe-inspiring. And the music and Dragon Roost, I love it. I love the whole game. There's a reason why it's my favorite game. I want the game. Damn it.
Someday.
Maybe. Keep hanging on. Like Twilight Princess is great. I could live. Or like that's cool. Like I'll play Twilight Princess again, but I don't love it like Wind Waker. It's like
I would much prefer Wind Waker. Any day.
Yeah.
Let's jump into this week in Nintendo. We got the final trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Movie ahead of its April release. I know a lot of people like purposely didn't watch this trailer because they felt like they were showing too much and didn't want to have any spoilers. I don't think there was any. I mean, I don't know.
It seems to just be like how movie marketing is these days. I think anytime there's like a really sought after movie, everybody thinks they show too much.
To each their own, but I don't know. I think if you're worried about spoilers in a Mario movie, it's like, I don't know.
Like, is there a popular movie that doesn't show enough that people are complaining? Like, I don't know what this movie's about. I haven't seen enough about it. It seems like every movie is like an abundance of marketing and information. And like obviously, I'm not talking about like, made to TV movie. I'm talking about like big blockbuster in theaters movies. Like, you seem like every movie gets like 10 trailers.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, this trailer featured Rainbow Road. It really featured the technology, I think, the visual technology that went into making the visuals on the carts and the road itself. Before we saw that, though, there was Luigi in a cage. It's Charlie Day. The somewhat unhinged star sprite. So I thought it was a Luma. I saw other people calling it a Luma. It had, you know, a very dark personality. I really liked that part. I resonated with that, Luma. We heard more of Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong. He got the Fire Flower. He turned red. And Blink and You'll Miss It tour of some iconic Mario locales. So this, I think the visuals look stunning in this. I think they are doing, you know, a fantastic job. They said the movie's done. Donnie, I pre-ordered tickets for it. After that so I went from when they announced this, I'm like,
I'm not gonna watch it all.
Mario movie. You know me, I'm not even a big Mario fan. Like,
there you are. You're like, I'm there early.
Mario.
I'm lining up outside.
See it when it comes to TV eventually, like, you know, I'm sure
that's where
I'll
I am with it.
Someday. I happen to have spring break at school that week.
Oh,
so
that's
I'm off of
convenient.
Work. Yeah, because it's the week before Easter. So after that trailer, I called up my parents. I called up my mom, and I'm like, hey, Mom, ask Dad if he wants to go with me and you to see the Mario movie in April. And she's like, what? So I ended up buying 3 tickets. And yeah, so we're going to see the Mario movie on opening
Fantastic.
day. Yeah. It just like looks so cute, and like I wanted to get. I hope that there's not like a bunch of kids in the theater. There's probably gonna be, but yeah, it just looks beautiful. I don't know. It'll be fun.
The other podcast I was listening to, they're talking about how they think it's gonna be like a really, really big ticket, like a big sell.
I think
it's
it will be
huge, like big.
Yeah, I
movie
think it
moment.
will be.
That's cool. I'll watch it when it comes to one of the streaming services or something. My opinion on it I'm just not very interested in it. It's the voices. They throw me off. I haven't heard Donkey Kong yet. How's that sound?
I mean, it sounds fine. I like Seth Rogen.
Yeah, me too.
Fine.
It sounds okay? Right.
Yeah.
I'll watch it one day.
I think the only one that like really sounds weird is Mario, just because we are not used to it.
Yeah, it's so bad. I can't.
It doesn't ruin it for me.
It does. It's immediate shattering of like all of it. Just like it doesn't even, in one word, Rebecca. It's just like the sound, the pitch, and I'm like, no, absolutely not.
Peach sounds awesome. She looks awesome. She's gonna be a badass.
That's
I
cool.
hope she saves the day.
It makes me feel like I felt similar to like Space Jam 2. They're like, we're gonna do Space Jam again. I love Space Jam. It was like fantastic. And I saw LeBron acting all LeBron. I was like, no, absolutely not. I'm out. And I've never watched it. I still haven't watched it to this day. I've never watched Space Jam 2. But I'm also not like into kid movies either. I never have been. I haven't watched so many of the
movie, Donnie.
Well, you know, okay. I don't mean to say that as like a derogatory term. I mean to say like there definitely is a genre of movies, big ticket theater movies that are aimed at like family entertainment and like
family.
Like what are they called? The little yellow people?
The Minions.
The Minions. And then like the Disney movies, Frozen was maybe the last one that I think of. Is there new ones?
Family does not mean kid.
Okay. All right. Call it, like, I'm not going to argue with semantics. Those movies.
Too many people associate animation with kids.
Right. Yeah. Those movies I don't watch.
So
and
animated movies you don't watch.
It's got to be something very specific. Like I went to see Into the Spider-Verse. That I saw. But like that's it.
Care less about.
There you go. So that's how I feel. So if you want to know how I feel about when that's exactly how I feel. I'm like, okay. I could care less about that. But yes, like Toy Story,
animated movies.
Toy Story, that was huge. Like everybody, I don't think I've watched any of the Toy Stories since like the first one. You know, so like, yeah, I just don't watch these things. So
okay,
yeah, it was going to be a tough sell for me from the get-go. And I love Mario. There's a difference between, and I love Mario games. And it was going to be a tough sell for me from the start. And then they were like, and Chris Pratt. And I was like, you just completely ruined it. Like you had a small chance and then you destroyed that chance. So.
Fair.
Okay. Not anime hater. I love Dragon Ball Z. I just like very specific things, I think.
Okay.
And they usually got to be somewhat kind of like edgy or mature-ish kind of things. Again, something like that.
Okay, that's fair. Speaking of Mario, we were talking about the DLC courses. It is teased and pretty much confirmed that there will be additional DLC characters coming to the game. So this most recent wave added Birdo. They originally, when they announced this DLC, didn't say anything about adding characters, but then for this wave 4, they said, oh, by the way, Birdo with 9 different color palettes can be a new playable racer. And so people were pretty psyched about that. And on the character selection screen, they have a new column for Birdo, and there are 5 question marks underneath her character going down. So there's 5 spaces, and people are speculating, hey, 5 more characters will be coming to the game. Which ones do we think? Well, it's hard to say, but it seems like with how much content they're pulling from Mario Kart Tour for all of this DLC, there will probably be characters that are already in Tour. Because
wait a minute, all of these courses are in Tour?
No.
Okay.
It's not what
I don't play Tour, so I don't know what's in Tour, but I was like,
a lot of the DLC waves is content from Tour. So all of those like real life location tracks, those are from Tour.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Birdo was also in Tour. So people are speculating, well, they probably will only bring Tour characters. But there's a lot to choose from there. There's Diddy Kong, there's a lot of the ones that you would expect.
But not like, we're not going to get crazy and get like Zelda or something like that.
Probably not.
That's a bummer.
Though the last row, if you look at the character selection screen, the last row is all of the other Nintendo characters like Link and Isabelle and the Animal Crossing villagers. So some people are saying that last spot might be another Nintendo character. I think Kirby is a really popular pick for that.
Dude, put Curbs in Smash or in Cart. Yeah, put Curbs in Cart.
Well, that's kind of what it feels like now. Everybody was speculating for the Smash characters. Now everybody's speculating for the Cart characters.
I would love Cart to be like Smash Ultimate. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, yeah. Sounds like they're going to be adding some more content. It's cool that they're adding stuff that they didn't originally say. Like the value of this pack.
That was weird.
Yeah. The value of this DLC just keeps going up and up and up with each new thing that they're adding.
Oh man, Pauline. This is going to sound
like I
love
Pauline. No.
What?
Pauline
Why?
Because I love her. She's fantastic.
Okay. Sure. I don't.
What do you have against Pauline?
It's just not fun and not cool. I don't know. I don't have any specific reason.
Cool.
I just don't. Yeah, I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent on Pauline. It's just like just a character. I would like a character that has more game. Like it has a game, playable game. Yeah. Like Diddy Kong. This is so these 5 characters, I'm starting. When you said there were 5 more characters coming to Cart when we started, I got excited. I was in my head. I was like, oh man, we're gonna Fire Emblem characters or something. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
No,
and now it feels like.
Could you imagine the outrage if they put Marth in Mario Kart?
Roy comes to Cart. That'd be amazing.
Oh my god.
But yeah, now I'm thinking it's gonna be like Mario Tennis Aces DLC. They're like DLC character.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
Pauline. Oh, never mind. Yeah, now I'm not excited anymore.
Totally what it's gonna be.
So we're not even gonna get Kirby.
I mean, we might. That, like I said, that last row could be another Nintendo character, but I wouldn't expect.
They put the Splat Kids in Cart when they put more characters with games in Cart.
I don't know. If they put Birdo in this, I don't think that they're planning on having other Nintendo characters filled.
Yeah, no, I think
this is going to be. They're giving us like a little couple extras because they already have the assets and like content from Tour.
What are the ones that are in Tour? Oh, I guess I could look that up. I thought maybe you knew it.
They have a lot of outfits.
Okay.
No, I don't play Tour. I don't.
So like Tour. Skins.
Like, I guess so, but I think they are different characters, but they are skins. Like, you can have Santa Mario, you can have Kimono Peach, you can have Halloween Rosalina.
We're gonna get pink gold Mario.
Penguin Luigi. Like, I don't think any of these characters.
I'm down for Halloween Rosalina. That's pretty cool.
But I think they could, they could do like, let's see. We just got Birdo. I think they could do
Diddy Kong is a slam dunk, right? I mean, come on, we don't have Diddy Kong. That's a slam dunk.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Pauline is probably safe. I think the Petey Piranha is a good guess.
Yeah.
Dr. Bowser, apparently.
Now I got to look up who's actually in Mario Kart. I'll probably guess somebody that's. I don't even know.
Dixie Kong and Funky Kong.
Dixie would be better than Pauline. Funky Kong would be better than Pauline.
Nabbit is a racer.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
If you told me he was already in there, I would have believed you.
I know.
No more baby characters. How about that?
Now they have Mario SNES, so it's like a 16-bit Mario. It's pretty cool.
Now that would be amazing. Like the amiibo, like all blocky and everything.
Yeah, but he's flat.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
He does look cool. He looks really cool.
Could they do like Paper Mario too?
That would be cool.
Those would be awesome. Now I'm starting to get excited again. That would be cool. I would play if they put 16-bit Mario in kart. I would play. I would play that weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to look it up. Type in Mario Kart Tour SNES.
Well,
Mario.
we've got G-Man. He's like filling up the chat with all of them. Bomb, Big Babam. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Peachette. We don't know what.
Peachette. No Peachette.
Honey Queen. Donkey Kong Jr.
Rob.
The Wriggler. Oh, Rob the Robot would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nabbit. That's not cool. Yeah, I don't know. You can be excited.
Look up a picture of the SNES Mario when you get a chance.
SNES
Mario Kart Tour. Looks like they have a 16-bit Donkey Kong too.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Do that.
And like, if you look at the picture, like it's in the 3D.
Yeah, I see him.
Racetrack. It's so cool.
Do they have like little bit carts too?
It looks like it. Look at the it's the fifth image for me.
That would be cool. That gets me excited. All right, I'm back on. You can have Pauline, I guess. She sings a song. All she's ever done. So.
Excuse me. She was the OG damsel in distress that Mario saved.
True. I just, I mean, it's better. Look, it's better than some of the characters we have. It's better than Metal Mario and Skins and some baby Peach. Yeah. Better than that. It's better than that. I don't hate it. It just doesn't excite me at all. I'm just like, okay. I feel the same way again, like Mario Tennis. I'm like, here's your DLC character. It's Shy Guy. It's like, oh, the person who's already supposed to be in the game. Got it. Thanks, guys. I want DLC character to be something fun. Like do one of the not the Splat Kids, but like one of the Splatoon, MCs or somebody from Fire Emblem. Like get crazy, get fun with it. That's what I would hope. I would get excited for something like that. Like that's how you energize kart again.
No Fire Emblem.
No Fire Emblem? How dare you?
Why would there be Fire Emblem characters racing in Mario Kart?
Why is there Splatoon characters racing in Mario?
At least it's a Nintendo IP.
So is Fire Emblem.
I guess Fire Emblem is.
What kind of argument is this?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird second party to me.
Put Samus in kart.
I don't know. It's just weird.
But Splatoon isn't.
I would be fine with it, but like Fire Emblem is just like too realistic.
Will we get a Splatoon track?
That'd be cool. There's a Splatoon battle mode track.
Battle mode in kart sucks.
I know. I'm just saying there's precedent.
It doesn't count. I don't. It's null and void. I don't accept it. Block Fort or nothing, Nintendo. Give us Block Fort again. Make one map and everybody be happy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Samus, Icarus. There's 1,000 people they could throw in there. That would be Kirby. I mean, Kirby should be in here. We should be able to race as Kirby. Yeah. Sonic.
I would be okay with
Rob.
Kirby makes sense.
Kirby makes a ton of sense, yeah.
Fire Emblem is a second party IP at best. It's not developed
You're
by
splitting
Nintendo.
hairs.
It's not developed by Nintendo.
So it's like I don't understand. Like this line of defense doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Moving on. Wargroove 2 has been announced. Did you play Wargroove 1?
I did. Hang on a second, because I'm gonna go look here.
Oh my god.
Intelligence Systems.
Yes.
Right? Let's read off the games Intelligence Systems has made lately. Fire Emblem Engage, WarioWare Get It Together, Paper Mario The Origami King, Fire Emblem Three Houses, WarioWare Gold. Yeah, definitely doesn't make any sense at all.
Okay, list all the games that Game Freak has developed lately.
Put Pokemon in cart. Yeah, Pikachu. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool too. Way better than half of these characters we were talking about.
I just want to let you know how alive the schoolyard rumors are for Nintendo games. I had a 4th grader convinced, swore up and down that Pokemon characters were coming to Mario Kart.
Pokemon would be amazing.
He was like, I heard. He was like, this is happening. He was like, you're going to be able to play as Pokemon.
I heard.
They're bringing Pokemon.
Did you ask him where?
I'm like,
where did you hear it from?
I was like, real. I don't. He said he read it or saw.
Jack picks up these crazy rumors. Like Jack is in like some dark, deep algorithm on YouTube. Well, he'll come to me with the craziest stuff that some YouTuber told him.
Yeah, he probably gets it off of YouTube. All those clickbait YouTubers like trying to get like the clicks for like fake rumors just because like somebody on 4chan said it or whatever. Like, and then he believes it, and I have to
love it.
To tell him.
See, look,
tell him, hey, like.
I
think that's gonna happen.
My desire isn't to just like take over Mario Kart. My desire is to re-energize Mario Kart, like to give it some pizzazz. Pauline's not moving the needle. I'm glad you like Pauline's not doing anything. Pikachu moves the needle. Pikachu sells copies. People are going to start playing for Pikachu. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Like if you're going to start adding more characters, like add characters that do something, like the Splat Kids, like Link. I don't know. That's the beauty of card. It doesn't matter. It's a video game. They can just do whatever they want. A Pikachu card, a Pokemon. You don't even have to add characters. That's how much we lick this up. They could just add a Pokemon themed cart that you could drive. Just a car with Pokemon stuff on it. And people would lose their mind.
Track.
Yeah. Pokemon Snap. You're driving the cart.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool if that were the car.
Yeah. Yes. It's so easy. It's so easy to get people excited. You're talking about people are like, I can't believe it sold 50 million copies. Give me cart and I'll sell 80 million copies. Yeah. 5 characters. Oh man. You get a Fire Emblem character in there, you get a Pokemon, put Samus and Kirby, and people will lose their minds.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah. Yarn Yoshi.
Was announced.
Yarn Yoshi. Oh, that'd be so good.
That would be cool.
So that's Sean. That's top shelf, Sean. Top shelf.
That's good.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Can we? We're going to talk about Wargroove now?
Do we need to?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You liked Wargroove, you said.
It was okay. I here's the thing. I wanted to enjoy Wargroove probably maybe more than I did. Like leading up to release, I was like, oh, this is be great. We're getting another game. It's kind of like Advance Wars, like, and then I got it and I played it for a few hours and I liked it. There's nothing wrong with it. I liked it. I just wasn't like enamored with it. I wasn't in love with it, right? Like I wanted to be maybe. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a very fun game. Am I enthusiastic that there's a Wargroove 2 announcement? Not particularly. And it's probably because I've recently had so much Fire Emblem and I have Advance Wars that I'm looking forward to now. So, you know, it's like, I'm good now. But I bet Garrett's excited. He who shall not be named.
I heard it's good. I heard it's a good game.
It is a good game. And it has like a ton of online features and a lot of online battling and stuff if you want to do that against friends and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, it is very good. Okay.
There's a demo available for Bayonetta Origins.
Yep.
Progress in the demo can be brought forward to the final product.
Very good game.
You convinced me earlier in the show to download the demo, so I went to the eShop and I clicked download demo. It's downloading my Switch.
Still talking about cart though. I can't see. Says, how about a filter for older gens of Mario Kart? That would be cool. Filters, CRT filter and stuff that you could play with.
That would be cool.
See that? You know what would be cool?
I like me a CRT filter.
I'm gonna take your idea and I'm gonna try to spin it. It would be cool if that was like a power up that you could get out of the block. You could hit it and it would like do that for a few seconds.
and change it for everybody.
That'd be so much better than like the ink blob or like the lightning. Like that would be cool. That would be freaking rad. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what they should do for the next Mario Kart game on the next console. It's like a somewhat port of this current game. Okay, I stole part of this idea from somebody in my Twitch stream, where you take the 8 in Mario Kart 8 and flip it, and it's Mario Kart Infinity. And you take everything that's over from Mario Kart 8, and you take that idea, and it's like maybe like Mario Kart eras or something. And like you have that idea where you can pick from any of like the, you know, Mario Kart, like maybe you get it to look like Mario Kart 64. Maybe you could get it to look like Wii. Maybe you could get it to look like Game Boy Advance. It'd be cool.
Like a Mario Kart hub. Maybe you could even like launch, like, I'm not going to make it too crazy, but like you could do like a Mario Kart type of universe where you open it up and you've got like online, you've got battle mode, and it's like, and here's the old games you can play. Here's like Super Mario Kart, and you know, like you can do that. And here's the other tracks you haven't broken down by console, have historical references.
Mario Kart Infinity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good.
Keep adding to it.
Yep.
Be the first game to sell 500 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The latest Lego Super Mario set is Dry Bowser Castle. It's come out in August. It'll probably be $10,000. And they also tease some Lego Donkey Kong game in the summer. Donkey Kong Lego set. Why did I say game?
A Donkey Kong Lego game would be awesome. You've now got my hopes up, Rebecca. Awesome. You've got my hopes up so much. I'm so upset.
That would be really
I want a Donkey Kong Lego game. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
That would be a good one to do a Nintendo IP for.
Yeah. I thought that I feel like we had a question about that a long time ago, and I was like, it would be cool to do like a retro, like a blocky Mario or a Donkey Kong game with Lego. So it's like Lego, but because they're Legos, they look like 16-bit characters, but they're Legos. That'd be awesome. Are you gonna get that Zelda thing that's like leaked? Have you seen it? They're making a Lego Zelda set.
Oh, I'll probably get it for my dad. My dad likes putting together Lego stuff.
I was very let down by the leak. There was like these rumors. It's just a Deku tree and not a good one.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
I was like, that is lame. That is so lame. You see what they're doing for like Lord of the Rings? You get to build like Rivendell. I was like, now that is amazing. Why aren't we getting that for Zelda? Why can't I do like the Temple of Time or like a whole dungeon or something or an island?
Yeah,
but the Zelda one let me down greatly. I was like, this is not as good. Hope it sells well. Maybe we'll get more.
I'm trying to look at a picture of it. Was there a picture?
Yeah, I'm sure you could. I mean, I saw it on Reddit. I think we posted in the Discord. Lego Zelda leak.
I'm seeing like other ones.
That's because people have made their own that are better.
Yeah. Well, I think I see it here. Yeah, I'll get it for my dad. He'll think it's cool because it's Ocarina of Time. He likes the Deku Tree and that game.
Yeah.
He likes putting it together. Keeps his mind sharp.
Mm-hmm. True. Got to keep it going. I'll be interested to see what Donkey Kong stuff they do, but I don't want the Dry Bowser Castle. It's so close. They already have a Bowser Castle set, and it looks so similar. It's like it's just like the same theme, not similar. They're different sets, but I was like, oh, they're just doing another Bowser set. Okay. Anyway, you ready to do some questions?
Let's do some questions.
Well, you guys are making the show last because we've got a bunch of questions in chat. If you've got questions, you feel free to add them as well. So let's start with Ahoy Adam. Do you think the new Super Mario Bros. Movie will do over or under 1 billion at the box office? Is that a lot for movies?
I have no frame of reference for movie like box art.
Movie
box
office 2023. Let's see here.
I have no frame of reference for that.
Avatar is number 1 with 249 million. Yeah, 100. Yeah. So no, I'm gonna say no.
No.
A billion under, way under $1 billion.
Under.
Yeah, Creed 3 is like 100. Yeah. Ant-Man is 197. Yeah. Sorry, not a billion. Billion's a lot.
No. Yeah.
And this might be.
How much did Sonic?
Hang
do?
on.
Sonic is like a good.
Hang on.
Comparison.
These numbers are just North America and Canada. This is just U.S. and Canada. Sorry, North America. This is U.S. and Canada. So that's not the whole world.
Look up Sonic because that's a good like comparison movie.
I need global box. Every time I keep looking up, I get U.S. and Canada box. Those aren't movies like real big in like China and Japan and stuff too.
I don't know. Sonic did 319 million
globally.
Worldwide.
Okay. Ant-Man and the Wasp did 425 million worldwide.
Yeah, I'm gonna still say under.
Still under a billion. A billion's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Billion's too much.
I don't even.
The question is, will it outsell Cocaine Bear? That's the question.
Yes.
That's a movie. This is a terrible. You know, how terrible my opinions are. That's a movie I went to go see in
it'll
theaters.
Do $1 billion for sure.
For sure.
Sonic didn't even do close to $500 million.
I don't know.
Avatar's like
movie box offices.
No, okay. I don't either. Yes, worldwide. It said 319 worldwide.
Yeah, Avatar. I don't have Avatar on my.
Yeah, I am comparing it because I think that's a better comparison than Avatar. Personally, I don't even like Sonic. I don't.
It's a funny thing. Sean goes, "Are you seriously comparing Sonic to Mario?" It's like that comparison has been made for 4 years.
If you're comparing the Mario movie to another movie, I would compare it to the Sonic movie in terms of how well we expect it to do. Yes.
Sean just needs to join check. I've got Avatar 2 global box office at 1.3 billion. 1.3 billion.
You know that's an anomaly. That movie is global box.
Top Gun Maverick global box office at 1.4 million.
Okay, worldwide for Detective Pikachu, 433 million. Also not even, and that's Pokemon.
Yeah, that's probably more like what they're looking at.
So you are not even getting $500 million for this.
It might get half. I might give it
maybe. Half. You're not getting $1 billion.
Half would be nice. Yeah, I think $1 billion's too much. But we'll find out. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out. Jim Fruit asks, if your voice could be a flavor infusion, what flavor would it be?
I don't even understand the question.
I don't think either one of us did. Yes, this in chat last week. We were like, what? I'll just say grape. When in doubt, answer my favorite flavor of Kool-Aid or whatever. It's usually grape, bubble gum, things like that.
So, like, I want to say coffee because I love the smell of like coffee, but then like my voice, like that makes me think of breath, and coffee breath doesn't smell good. But I know it's not smell, it's sound. So like I don't understand.
Yeah, well. Kyle the Pug says, if you could pick any baby Pokemon to be friends with your pet, which Pokemon would you choose?
I don't like baby Pokemon. Stay away from my cat.
All of them?
I hate the baby Pokemon. Name one good baby Pokemon.
Like Togepi?
No. Stay away from my cat.
Okay. I don't know enough of them. I don't even know if Togepi is one. I just guessed.
Like Pichu, Magby, Igglybuff.
I like Pichu. Pichu's kind of cool. I'm down with Pichu hanging around. Yeah.
My cat will eat it because it's a mouse.
That works. Yeah,
that's
true.
Be friends.
Yeah, well, that's true. My cats hate everybody. Hate each other half the time. So G-Man goes, what's something you love but everyone hates?
Nothing.
That's the most Rebecca answer. If what Rebecca likes isn't popular, Rebecca liking it will make it popular. Like a Chuck Norris thing. Things. Okay, yeah, only hits, only gems. You like Dev? Mm-hmm. I like a lot of things apparently people hate. So I'm probably the opposite of Rebecca. Most things.
You like what's that one game that nobody else likes?
Name one. All of them, yeah. Far Cry?
No More Heroes.
No More Heroes. Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's pretty spot on. I have a growing reputation for liking, as we say in the PSVG podcast, a good 6. And as I always say, I'll take 2 good 6s over 1 9 every day. Fantastic. Al writes in, what do you think the online sticker on Tears of the Kingdom box is for? I'm hoping for co-op or a shrine maker, but maybe it's something like sharing vehicle blueprints or sending a message in a bottle. I think all of that is extremely hopeful and optimistic, and you are bound to be hurt, Al. None of that has happened. You know what it means?
Out of those, the sharing vehicle blueprints sounds like it actually could be legit. That
really?
Sounds like something they would do, but I don't even think it'll be anything that good.
You know what it's for? DRM. That's what it's for. You need to be online every so often so they can check and make sure you own the game. That's why.
It's because there's going to be an eShop button on the menu that takes you to purchase the DLC.
G-Man gets it. Wes 3DP writes in, he had 2 questions. For question number 1, if you could pick any character on Switch to join Mario Kart 8, who would you choose? He's this hashtag
White Gold Yoshi.
White Gold Yoshi.
24 karat Yoshi.
All right, you got one shot, one pick, number 1 draft pick.
No, just kidding.
Don't you dare.
No, I'm not. You go first. I'm thinking.
Trying to think in my head.
I'm trying to think of who. Like, there's a lot of characters I like, but I'm trying to think of what character I would pick that would get me to switch from Isabelle.
That's good. That's a good way of thinking about it. Because I play as the me in the Yoshi suit.
Yeah, I love Zelda, like Princess Zelda, but I don't even think I would switch from, because I don't play as Link, I play as Isabelle.
So in your case, probably Toon Link. If they put Toon Link in, I would probably play as Toon Link.
Be good.
Honestly, the 60-bit Mario is a really good answer for you, the way you're talking about it too. If they do that, if they had 16-bit like Donkey Kong, I'm playing a 16-bit Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, Mario Kart was never about the characters. Ever. Like, sure. I do not really care about the characters. I would much rather like pick courses.
G-Man says, Wii Fit Trainer. There's another good, really fun question to talk about, the worst character.
Yeah, it is. Oh boy.
We got to vote for Ganon.
Which Ganon? Calamity Ganon?
That's a good question.
On Switch.
I don't know. What's your answer?
I don't know.
Come on, you got to pick. The world needs to know.
The Animal Crossing villager Lolly, the cat.
Nice. Okay. Second question. If you became a billionaire, what video game would you immediately make or remake? No
Zelda
limitations.
Dungeon Maker.
Okay. It's fantastic. If I was a billionaire, I would spend all my money on making something that nobody would play. So it probably doesn't matter. I think we've had this question before because I've thought about this before and I've looked into it. Like Sunsoft owns the IP for Clock Tower. And if I have had like a good amount of money, I would buy that IP from them and I would remake Clock Tower and start a new Clock Tower franchise. That's what I would do. But nobody even knows what Clock Tower is, so it doesn't matter. I would like to. It was very good. There's that Switch dev team. They were called like Devspresso, but I think they've changed their name. But they make the Coma. They have the Coma and the Coma 2. Have you ever heard of those games on the Switch?
No.
They're basically like, they're kind of like Clock Tower games, but they're like kind of comic-y, kind of like a Persona look to them. I would give it to them. I would buy the IP and give it to them and have them make me a Clock Tower game. Because I think those games are excellent. Hobik says, at what level do you like to play Mario Kart? And I like this because he's given us classifications. 50cc, honey, let's get the kids to play too. 100cc, one player smashed A past the settings screen again. 150cc classic comfort food, and mirror muscle memory is your enemy. 200cc and F-Zero fans nicotine patch.
I like those categories a lot.
Those are
So
good.
much that I wish I had a different answer than 150cc classic comfort food, but that's always what I pick.
Yeah, if I'm playing online, I want to play at 150. 200 is too much. It really is too much for me. I'm like, we're all over the place.
It's not good for a cart game.
Yeah, I like 100. Like if I'm just like checking out a track or whatever, I like the 100 as
No,
well.
that's the snail's pace.
Yeah, but like if you want to if you want to see the track, like if you're on like a sightseeing tour, that's like a nice way to like take screenshots and like you can look at the background and not focusing on what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of nice.
Mirror mode is fun for a challenge, but I barely ever do it.
Yeah, I don't think I've really ever done it. Canadian Crawler asks, what can be done to innovate the Mario franchise next? Add Chris Pratt to them.
Like Mario, like the 2D and 3D?
I guess. So yeah, the franchise.
I don't know, because everybody always like wants like the next sequel, like the sequel to the next whatever the previous 3D game was. Like after Galaxy 1 and 2, they wanted Galaxy 3, then Odyssey happened. Everybody wanted Odyssey 2. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Maybe it will at some point, but I think they're doing something new instead. The Cappy like mechanic capturing enemies, that was cool. I liked that. Give Mario a gun, says Spagoop in chat.
But Mario Splatoon.
It's always like it's hard to say because Nintendo always comes up with something that we didn't even know. Like who could even come up with the gimmick in Odyssey? Like you can't. What could they do?
No, I think you can. The gimmick in Odyssey I've always equated to the gimmick in Kirby. You adopt the profile and abilities of your enemies. Kirby's been doing it forever. That one just wasn't as big a surprise to me. But what would I do for Mario? I don't know. The thing, I mean, I'm sure they'll come up with something. Cat Mario was cool. I mean, suits and power-ups are great. I don't really want them to. I don't feel like. Do you feel like the Mario game franchise needs to be innovated upon? I don't.
No, but I think
pretty
like,
excellent.
Some other new little gimmick that makes it fun.
Of course, I want them to do like. I want Mario. I've wanted this since playing Odyssey. I want a modern retro Mario game.
Modern retro.
The thing about an Odyssey, they have those like puzzles or those levels where you go like on the sidewall.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like bit Mario and you're jumping and stuff, but it's like taking place in like this modern looking game, but it looks old too. I want a whole game like that.
Yeah.
I would love that. Like a very homage to the arcade, the classic, the retro, but kind of almost like a Wreck-It Ralph type of a mixture of time. Like take some of this new stuff, mix with some old stuff, creates this new thing. That's what I want. A Mario retro mod game. It'd be awesome.
I could get behind that.
Yeah. I've been wanting ever since I saw those levels. It reminded me of a Captain Toad in 3D World, and we saw Captain Toad. I was like, I want a whole game just like this. Like these little things are amazing.
And you got it.
When I played Odyssey, I was like, I want a whole game just like this. This is incredible.
Could be onto something.
Jay, am I the only one that thinks it's dumb that Breath of the Wild only allows for one save game per profile? No. He also says, I put the game into play the other day for the first time in several years, but I quit when I realized I couldn't start from the beginning without deleting my save. Well, Jay,
you can make a new Switch profile.
You can do that. I wouldn't do that. You can do that, though. That is correct. Rebecca has saved your day. What I did is I backed up my save to the cloud, and then I turned off automatic backups. So I basically just put my save in the cloud and kept it safe there, and then I started a new local save.
You shouldn't have to do that, though. I think it is stupid that every Zelda game has at least two. Yeah, most have three, but all of them have at least two, and I think it's wrong.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Animal Crossing thing. We just never thought about it. Just never designed the game to do it that way.
Well, at least with it, like I don't like that. I'm not defending it because I don't like that there's only one in Animal Crossing, but at least the rationale for that is because everybody on the console shares the same island.
Yep.
That's the rationale. But there's no reason for Zelda.
Hopefully Tears of the Kingdom gives us multiple?
No, they won't. It'll be the
They
same.
won't?
It'll
Wow.
be the same. Yeah.
Well, if it helps, you can do the save, and it has really worked for me for a long time because I've played and played through, and then what I like to do is I'll restore my original save. Like my original save is like that's sacred. I'm gonna leave that alone, right? But I'll keep replaying other ones and saving over old ones a ton.
I just made a new Switch profile.
That's smart. Yep, you can do this well. Andrew, hang on a second. Yeah, it'll still work because I was thinking if you make a new Switch profile, you can still play the games that you own. Yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the
Andrew's,
DLC, if you bought the DLC on your main one, you can have it on the other profile too.
Yeah, it's just because of the local account. That makes sense. Andrew writes in, should the next Nintendo console keep the Switch name in the title, or should it start with a new name? We know how the Wii to Wii U went. Do you think Nintendo will have the same problem? I mean, we also know how NES to SNES went. We all know how 3DS went. You picked one of the bad names.
I don't think it's the fact that they use the Wii name. I think the naming problem was the fact that they called it the Wii U. If they had called it the Wii 2,
Wii HD,
that would be different. That would have been different.
I agree with you.
So
I don't think it would have changed a whole lot. I think people
I don't think it would have drastically changed things, but I think that would have been a better naming solution.
Been hearing from IGM for 10 years about how the Wii U failed because they put U in the name. It's like, guys, you're missing it. That's not why it failed.
I think that was a problem, and I think that's one of the many things on a checklist you could say was a problem.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that they had like this weird gamepad, the fact they had long game droughts, like those factored in way more than the fact the name had a U in it.
Yeah. I think it would be a problem if they called it the Switch U. I think that would be bad.
Yeah. But I would kind of love it. I would low-key love the chaos if they're like, Switch U. Oh, Rebecca, I want that to happen. I would rejoin Twitter the day they announced the Switch U. I would have to come back. Just for the takes. Oh, that'd be incredible.
Oh my God. No, I think actually it would help them to have Switch in the title just because of the brand name recognition at this point. I mean, the Switch is even so different than the Wii at this point. Especially
if they're going to keep the same, and it may not be the same, but if they're going to keep the gist. If the gist is going to be Switch-like, then they need to keep the Switch name. Mm-hmm. That was another thing. The Wii U wasn't. Like the whole gamepad and everything, they tried to keep a Wiimote, but like it was different, right? It was different. If they're going to keep the same handheld portable that you can plug into your TV screen thing, then they need to keep the Switch thing. Yeah, they need to keep the Switch name. It's a really good name.
Agreed.
I think Switch 2 works. Switch 2 it makes it feel like a new generation. I love your idea of Switch Pocket. We've heard Super Switch. I mean, there's a lot of different ways they could do this. Mm-hmm. I think all of them are perfectly acceptable names.
Mm-hmm.
What about if they made the new Nintendo Switch?
Bad.
See, that's way worse than the Wii U.
That's way worse.
That's way worse. The new Nintendo 3DS. That's a way worse name, and nobody cared.
Way worse. No, it's so
that
bad.
Didn't tank that console sales.
So bad.
Yeah. Spa Goop writes in, do you feel that Nintendo is doing well with the Switch Online expansion pass?
The value is much better now that they have added like the GBA and Game Boy, and that you can get a lot of the expansion pack specifically. I think it's a good value for what you get. It's really not that expensive. It's still cheaper than the competition. I mean, if you're not into retro games, probably not. But for somebody like me, I really enjoy it, and I'm glad to have the expansion pack. You disagree. I get it.
No, I don't. I'm laughing at the chat. They're still giving us Switch names, and Ja Renate says switcheroo. Just like it really kind of broke me.
New Nintendo Switch U64.
I think the best thing that you can say about Nintendo Switch Online is the price. That's like its best thing about it. It's cheap. It doesn't feel like it's costing too much, even at the expansion pack level, especially with the family plan option. Like it's, as long as it still feels cheap, then I think it's it's fine. Do I
I'm on
think
a
they could be
family
doing
plan.
a
I
lot?
paid $10 a year for the expansion pack.
Do I think they could be doing a lot better? Absolutely. I think
course.
you could start with like the basic functionality of online. They could offer a lot more features than they do, and then they could offer a lot more games than they do.
Mhm.
But does that mean that it's bad or not going? No, it's fine. Like what they're doing is fine. You're getting a lot of value out of it. There are a lot of games you can play. My boss, his son is getting about that age. I think he's like 8 or 9, and he bought him a Switch this year. It's his first video game console. And my boss is not ever into video games. He barely even knows anything about them. So he called me to ask me about it. And the first thing he's like, dude, these games are expensive. You pay $60 for these every time you buy them? He's like, you buy them all the time. I'm like, yeah, it's an expensive habit. And my number one solution to him was like, all right, listen to me. I was like, get him Cart, because everybody loves Cart. I was like, then buy the Nintendo Switch online membership.
Yeah.
I forget how, what was it, $20 a year for like a single
It's $20
membership?
a year for the base plan.
Yeah. And I was like, buy that, download the apps, and they're like, you'll have like 100 games you can play.
Yeah.
He's like, really? I was like, yeah. And they're all kinds of different styles and eras, but he doesn't know. He's his first video game console. He knows no better. I was like, so just get him that for a while. He's got tons of games to play. And he really liked that. When he downloaded and everything, I taught him how to go to the app and download the little mini apps.
As long as he's like an open-minded type of kid, because like I have some students that like the older games, the older styles, but then like I have other students who are around that age who like they don't even want to look at anything that's not like Fortnite.
I think that depends on how what I've learned in raising my kids is I think my kids were that way because I introduced them to the new stuff first. I think if you introduce them to the old stuff first, they're more apt to like accept that. But if you give the kid like Mario 3D World, and then you're like, now play Mario on NES, they're like, what? But if you start them in the opposite direction, you give them Super Mario 3, they're like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
So I think
that kid also, that his 8-year-old kid probably didn't want a Switch to play that, hit your coworker who isn't versed in video games isn't going to know to introduce him to that kind of stuff. This kid probably wanted a Switch so that he can play Fortnite and Minecraft with his friends.
He did play Minecraft. He's not allowed to play Fortnite. They were like real. Yeah, he did say it, but yeah, he did want Minecraft.
You know what I mean though.
Yeah. He got Minecraft and he got Cart, and then he got NSO, and I told him he could play some of those, and then I gave him my what was the Star Fox game, Starlink, the ship and stuff. I gave him that too. I was like, hey, you can just have it. My son played it and he loved it, so we gave him those to get started with.
That's good.
But yeah, expansion pack is NSO is fine. It's doing okay. I would hope that the next whatever thing is, that would be a nice way that there's an avenue there for them to really make that more essential, on day one. And I would be looking at quality of life things for them to do. We talk about themes and stuff like there are things that they could do to really generate some excitement. And there's a lot to be done with NSO.
If the entire NSO library was available on the next Switch on day one, that, in my opinion, would be huge.
You mean the NSO that we have now?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's the bare minimum.
But you could totally see Nintendo not having
starting over, start leaking them out
not
again.
Not necessarily starting over, but we'll be like, we'll introduce the libraries at a later time.
Oh gosh.
But you can see them doing that.
Yeah, I can. I'm going to crush them for it. But yeah, no, I think the bare minimum is that it just is what it is. But I think there could be a lot more, and not just on games, but just a lot more functionality.
When the Switch released back like early 2017, when they were proposing this online model, it wasn't even going to look like this. It was going to be, they were going to swap in and out games every couple months or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this month, you'll be able to play Super Mario Bros. 3. And then it'll go away and you'll get to play Dr. Mario. Like, how much would that have freaking sucked?
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that they changed that because I like that it's like a Netflix-like library.
Yeah. And it makes sense for Virtual Console. It's a great way of monetizing their back library. They're getting like a recurrent revenue every year from this service, and they can keep making it better by offering more titles. But I'm thinking just better functionality of just online features, built-in chat, like integrations. They can do a lot with the service. They can add more games, but yeah, I think there's a lot of headroom here for NSO to improve on the next system, especially because I think there's an opportunity with a sequel for them to correct all of the things that maybe they've discovered and all along the way with building the Switch, right? The eShop and NSO, like a lot of these things came later. These are add-on development titles. If they're building a brand new system with brand new software, this is a good time to like, let's streamline some of this stuff. You know, like this is the time to do it. So I would be hoping that when they talk about it, I almost be more excited for that type of stuff than the hardware itself.
Oh,
because I think they will probably want to show that stuff off more because it's easier to show. You know, I don't think we're ever going to see a Nintendo start talking about frame rates, you know, but that type of stuff they can talk about. They'll talk about that kind of stuff. And I think that'll be fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
Was that it for our questions?
I think so.
Killing it with the questions, guys. I love it. Thank you for submitting those. They're fun to answer too. They're always like relevant and yeah, very good.
Yeah, they keep the show going. The show would be 38 minutes this week if without your questions. We didn't have a lot of news.
Yeah, I don't think is there anything this upcoming week? Is Bayonetta coming out this week?
I think so. That was the 14th.
17th? 14th? That's Tuesday. It's already the 12th. We're already halfway. Oh, it's March 12th. Exactly. April, May, June, April. 2 months, right? 2 months until Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Zelda game.
We're 2 months out.
And I've got so much to play. I bought so many those cheap indie games. I probably have like 20 of those to play and Advance Wars. I've got so much to play between now and there. I'm already starting to look at Fatal Frame. Not sure if you saw that came out. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play it. Keep looking at it. But I know Resident Evil 4 is coming soon. I got to play that demo today.
There's a demo.
I gotta make time for Resident Evil. I've already pre-ordered.
Very exciting stuff. I'm so hyped. We're 2 months out.
It's gonna be here before we know it.
About it.
It's gonna be here before we know it. People are like, it'll be this year's already feels like it's flying by. Tears of the Kingdom will be here. No time.
So wait, it's March 12th as we're recording this. PAX East is in less than 2 weeks. It's the 23rd through 26th of this month. Nintendo is going to PAX East. They'll have playable games. There's a pretty big chance that they're going to have a playable demo of Tears of the Kingdom.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
What else are they going to have? What are they going to have playable?
I think they'll just put on the stuff like they'll have maybe like Bayonetta or Advance Wars and a couple other Kirby. I don't think they're Metroid. I don't think they're going to play a playable Zelda. I feel like that would be huge news in every, like, I feel like we would know that by now almost. Like, wouldn't the press be alerted, notified?
No, not necessarily. Especially if this week or next week we get a trailer
hands-on impressions
or a direct or a trailer
That's
for
fair.
Tears of the Kingdom,
Yeah,
and then
fair.
they say, by the way, guys, we're going to PAX East. You'll be able to play a demo.
Hands-on for the first time. Play 10 minutes at PAX. Yeah, you know what? That's a good case. You're making a really good case for that.
We're 2 months out. It's got to happen soon.
They did do those previews for the Plateau ahead of its release at E3. We got to hear about
I think they're
Plateau.
gonna want people talking about it. They're gonna, this is the time. I think 2 months, we're in the stretch where things are gonna start happening.
I don't think there'll be a demo. They're not gonna do that.
I don't think there will be a demo for us.
But you do think hands-on impressions, they're gonna get that.
I think
at some point they're gonna get that going.
Yeah, and I think if that does happen, if there is a playable demo at PAX, I do think that people
You're winning me over.
about it. We'll start seeing pictures. We'll start seeing little videos come out.
You're winning me over. Yeah, it makes sense because we had all the hands-on and stuff and everything at E3, and that was way out in front of launch. And
I don't see them showing up at PAX to demo Bayonetta and Advance Wars.
I was thinking that maybe it's just like a press marketing thing, that it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
They didn't go last year.
Okay. You're definitely making a better case than I was. Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
So we'll see.
I don't get my hopes up, but no, you're making a good case.
Won't get your hopes up, but I think there's a chance.
Yeah, because you got to think, if the game, you said we're close to 2 months away?
Today, we're 2 months away.
Okay. So they'll probably send out review codes a month from now. They're probably going to give reviewers, I'd imagine, at least 3 week head start.
I hope so.
It's a big game.
Like Nintendo. I know.
Don't they
unlike them?
Don't they usually give out like some pretty good time? No.
No, I've never
Okay.
gotten one from Nintendo more than a week and a half early.
I thought like maybe it was Fire Emblem. I thought some of their games had gone out pretty early. Okay. But it's such a huge game. You can't expect somebody to beat Breath of Tears of the Kingdom in a week.
We need a code word if I get a review code early. What can our code word be? Because I can't tell you.
Sure.
But we need a code word.
Ooh.
What can our code word be?
Let me think.
And if we say a code word this far in advance,
this is important.
Nobody's gonna check in on it. What are you looking up? How far away the code might be?
I'm just trying to think of like something like an obscure Zelda reference.
Oh, you're trying to think of a code word.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to think of a code word. You should be like, "It's always sunny" by the Foothill Stable. That's the code.
Always sunny by the what stable?
By the Foothill Stable.
Foothill Stable. Okay.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. Like,
Sounds
it's always
good.
sunny by the Foothill Stable.
You ever hear me make a reference to that?
But yeah, if 2 months away, we're gonna start we talked about this after the last direct when people were upset it wasn't in there. Once they got through like this little release for Kirby and everything, they're probably gonna go right to Zelda. I don't think they're gonna be doing a whole lot of Advance Wars stuff. They'll throw out a tweet or something like that, but they're not gonna put a huge emphasis on it.
I agree.
So at worst, I think you get Tears of the Kingdom out for review 2 weeks before. That means you're 6 weeks away. You've got to do hands-on impressions soon. So that lines right up with what you're talking about. Yeah, because you're going to do that preview buzz. It'd be a very controlled demo, probably only play the opening area, but to let IGN and GameSpot and everybody tell you what it's like to feel and some of the new changes and stuff, just to get that YouTube clicks and everything going. Yeah, they're going to start the hype machine. That makes sense. Yep.
So we'll see. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. Who knows?
Fun times.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's check. I'm ready for a nap. It's noon, but it feels like 11.
Ready for a nap. Nice.
All right, anything to close out the show, Donnie?
I'm good.
All right, in that case, we'll see you next week. Have a good start to your week, Koopalings.
Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.